Have your say, she's got the scoop, the stories, all the latest trends. Mo's got the news, let's hear it, my dear friends. From politics to showbiz, no story's too small. Mo covers it all. She's got the inside call, her voice so smooth, like honey in the summer sun. With Mo on the mic, you know the news is always fun. Mornings with Mo, the best newsy news in the world. With her style so classic and her stories unfurled. From morning till night, she's got us in the know. Turn on your radio, let Mo's newsy news flow.
Good morning, everyone. It is July the 10th, which means, well, we are 10 days into July, and what shenanigans will appear. Good morning. Thank you, Wolfram, for doing the mod things. I really appreciate it. My mods are the best. They know how to work the computer and everything, where I sometimes fail. Christine, good morning. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Jedi Jess and Captain Kern, Alice G. Good morning. I did survive last night. I think we're getting some more rain and, regular old thunderstorms from Hurricane Beryl, but I think we'll be in the clear. We seem to have gotten bypassed, or at least I haven't seen anything in my backyard. But speaking of terrible storms, we do have someone that, did go through a terrible storm. Captain Kern, if you have, any encouragement or money that, you can send, that is always helpful. Encouragement is just as helpful as money sometimes, because when you have to do these projects, it is a lot of work, and generally, if you are me, something else goes wrong. So, keep him in your thoughts. If you can help, that would be great. I and my family were lucky enough not to have anything, happen to our house. Good morning, Amy's Positive Pathways. Well, our first story is an ex-top doc at SUNE Downstate Medical Center stole nearly $1.5 million that he blew on a lavish pet resort and travel. Now, I hope that the pet resort is like a place where you can go touch a liger or something, or meet a unicorn, because I don't know how you can blow $1.5 million. Okay, never mind. If I were in the Sailor Moon store, I know I could do that quite easily. Never mind, I have figured it out. But I also wouldn't steal other people's money, so let's check out what this doctor spent all that money on. A former top doctor at SUNY Downstate Medical Center allegedly stole $1.5 million from the public hospital fund to, have a luxurious, extravagant lifestyle that include travel a premier pet resort, is what prosecutors are alleging. Dr. Michael Lucchesi, 66, is accused of illegally using a business credit card between December 2016 and January 2023. Well, y'all, it only took you 7 years to find this out. You guys worked incredibly quickly. At the speed of bureaucracy, you guys did great. He managed to rack up $176,000 in pet care, including the Greenleaf Pet Resort and Hotel, $109,000 on a New York sports club membership and personal training, and about $115,000 in cash advances. Well, I'm glad y'all found him at the, strike of 7 years. I'm pretty sure that's a real advancement. Wonderful. Prosecutors also alleged that he spent a whopping $348,000 on, personal travel. Michael, who lives in Staten Island, has held several top positions at SUNY Downstate during his long career at the hospital, including chairman of emergency medicine, acting head of the hospital, medical school, and medical chief officer at different points. As a high-ranking doctor at this vital healthcare institution, this defendant was entrusted with access to significant funds, which he allegedly exploited, stealing more than $1 million to pay for a lavish lifestyle, District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said in a statement. The scope of the alleged theft is shocking, and my office is committed to holding accountable anyone who rips off the taxpayers. Sure, Jan. Sure, Jan. Are you all going to fire yourselves too? We need to buy a new one. I don't know what we have done to our poor coffee machine, but my family feels your pain. I am not a coffee person. Amy's Positive Pathways. Give me a Coke Zero and I'm good. But the rest of my family is suffering, so I might have to go get a new one. Good morning, Tin Swoop and Greedy Bloke. The district attorney's office is working with the state inspector general's office to bring the case forward. The alleged theft was first uncovered by SUNY officials during an audit. Again, it took y'all 7 years. I'm a bit done. New Yorkers deserve doctors who uphold their oath with the utmost integrity, Inspector Lucy Lang said. The spending spree on the state dime here is an insult to hardworking taxpayers and the medical profession. But Lucchese's lawyers attempted to paint different pictures of the case. These allegations are serious, no doubt, but it will be shown at the appropriate times that the funds were not stolen. He's like, I'm just borrowing it. I'm just borrowing it. To be a better doctor, I need to go to this pet resort and pet a liger. I mean, dude, nice try, but I don't think you're going to get out of this. In other news, and I never thought I'd have to say this, so get your bingo card out. But the Satanic Temple members would like to volunteer in Florida schools. Now, somehow the governor's office says this won't be happening. Now, maybe you could do this in California, but somehow I think that Florida is not going to be your point of entry into, the Satanic Temple, after school club. Pick your battles, but not today. Satan might be Florida's entire saying. Well, Satanists are ready to volunteer in Florida school in response to Governor Ron DeSantis' push for integration of religion into the state's public school system under a volunteer school chaplain program that first went into effect last week. Members of the Satanic Temple say they are ready to serve as volunteer chaplains under the new Florida law that took effect July 1st, allowing volunteer school chaplains to provide support services and programs to children. Lucian Greaves, well, this guy doesn't look scary at all. Who would have a problem with this guy spending time with your impressionable youth? For the love of all that is Cheetos. Lucian Greaves, TST co-founder and spokesperson, told Fox News Digital that Florida school districts seized the opportunity to introduce a chaplaincy program into their schools, and they would be happy to participate. Again, this is dumbness. Nice try. I get the point that you're trying to make, but Florida, again, is not going to be your state, I think. So, there you go. Be on the lookout if you're in Florida for the the Satanist after school club. And honestly, well, yeah, the problem is that I guess it seems like a volunteer program to me, and they're not forcing students to go to this. I kind of feel like this is, again, just one of those things where we just want to make a point instead of actually helping children, and it kind of ticks me off that instead of helping kids, and like it or lump it, a lot of kids have religious backgrounds, and maybe they'd feel comfortable with someone who has that same faith thing. Again, these kids are not being forced to do it. I don't understand what the big deal is. You can always opt out. But I've always been a person to avoid confrontation for the most part, so who knows? But there you go. Uh, I have a feeling this is not gonna work out the way they thought it's gonna work out, but I'm sure we'll see this at the Supreme Court along with, I wanna say Louisiana or Tennessee putting the 10 commandments in. So, yeah, and I don't know how they're going to play this. I Look, I don't live in Florida. I don't have a problem, and I think the Satanic Temple is kind of, millennials' way of going to Hot Topic and becoming emo. I think it's more for show, and we can do that. I think that there's a way we can do that and kind of make all people happy, or at least most people okay, but this just seems like a stunt to me, and quite frankly, it I'll let it play it out in the courts. Now, this is a story I did not think I would still be reporting on, but apparently we have some cheating afoot, allegedly, in Minecraft. Yes, I am talking about the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I never thought that I would, again be reporting on this, but Nick Wary, a husband of the woman's Nathan's hot dog contest winner, Mickey or Mikey Sudo, is accused of cheating to join elite class of competitive eaters. Now, y'all, I did not think that I would again be talking about Nathan's hot dog eating contest, but let's go because apparently there were some shenanigans. This is the worst. The competitive eating world has been rocked by a hard to swallow claims that a contender in this year's Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest cheated to beef up his score. Nick Wary, husband of women division champion Mikey Sudo, is accused of using sleight of hand trickery during the 4th of July test in order to inflate his tally of eaten hot dogs and falsely place himself among the sports elite's contenders. Okay, how do you hide hot dogs? And y'all believe me, there are some jokes there that are more blue than I wanna go, but, yeah, how do you hide a hot dog when when you're in an eating contest? I mean, he has to be Harry Di freaking Houdini. 100% he cheated, one source told the Post Tuesday. On the day of competition, Wary's score was a respectable 46 and 3/4 hot dogs when they called it out on Coney Island. It's good enough for a 4th place finish, according to footage and reports the Post and ESPN put up. But that figure later jumped to 51.75 on the Major League of Eating website, allegedly giving him credit for 5 full wieners more than this is an actual story. Oh my gosh. Then he actually was served at the competition, the sources said. The eater scores are based on the number of empty plates stacked in front of their spot as the allotted time has continued. Any debris left uneaten on the top plate of the stack, bits of buns, or stray chunks of beef are subject to the judge's determination about whether it's deducted from their total. Every plate on the competition table starts out loaded with 5 hot dogs, so each plate left behind counts for 5 hot dogs, as the judge determined the participant's score. Wary has been accused of stealing plates from another competitor's stack and putting them on his own to raise his score above 50, which is considered the threshold separating everyday competitors from the sport's true top dogs. Although the alleged score inflation won't improve Wary's standing, it did bump him up above that magic 50, number. The number of people who have eaten 40 hot dogs in the competitions before that is quite big. There's a lot fewer that have eaten more than 50 and even fewer who have eaten more than 60. Again, God pray for the plumbing system in these people's houses after this, and I hope that they get, like, a lifelong supply of Pepto-Bismol and Miralax, 'cause I just like, there is gonna be some praying later on in the week with this one. For someone to have a record that they ate more than 50, it makes you part of a very elite club of competitive eaters. Patrick Bertoli, this year's champs, wolfed down 58 hot dogs and buns in the 10-minute Gorge Fest, defeating 13 other competitors for the title and taking home the $10,000 prize. Y'all, you could not pay me that much to have the stomach ache that well, okay, to be fair, if it was key lime pies or, Bakewell tarts, I might be a champ, okay? Good morning, Lady Sam's Craft and More. Now, so, he seems to maybe he cheated, but again, this is still a story. So, if you had, cheating at Nathan's hot dog eating, contest for the 4th of July, you may have bingo. In other ridiculous news that I never thought well, not ridiculous so much, but Gypsy Rose Blanchard is gonna be a mama, and not with her husband, but with her new boyfriend. I do wonder if she's still divorced or if she's just separated. Look, ma'am, no shame, except for the fact that, again, I really feel like, yes, your life is moving forward but you should absolutely be advocating for Nick to get a lighter sentence. You manipulated a young man with poor reasoning and social skills. Yes, he committed the act of unaliving the mom, but you got off with a slap on the wrist. I understand you dealt with abuse and Munchausen by proxy or factitious order by proxy now, but you left someone to rot in prison for something you basically masterminded. And that's my point of contention. I think any life built on sort of this injustice is maybe not going to be the greatest, but that's just my opinion. And let's get into the story. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is pregnant with her boyfriend. Now, I will tell you, just optically, this boyfriend doesn't look like her mama, so I'm a little less creeped out about this, only slightly. So there you go. Gypsy Rose Blanchard announced she's pregnant on her YouTube channel on Tuesday, July the 9th. She's going to be a mom. The Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup star, who is 32, after years of being subjected to painful medical abuse, and also played a role in the 2015 unaliving of her mother, Dee Dee, is expecting her first baby with boyfriend Ken Urker, 31. Blanchard shared the exciting news in a video titled, "I'm Pregnant, My Journey So Far." See, this is what happens when you get a new nose. You just go all over crazy. Thank you, Fraudit Wrangler, for your super chat. Just wanted to tell you, keep doing what you do. Can't stay but a minute. I've got it. Oh, well, thank you so much for stopping by. And, good luck on your video. Thank you for the encouragement. Well, by her boyfriend, not with her boyfriend. Grammar is hard. I know the rumors have been flying around for quite some time now. She explains that I'm happy to announce that I'm 11 weeks pregnant. Ken and I are expecting our first child to come January of 2025. She continues, this was not planned at all. It was completely unexpected. Ma'am, I have been there, done that a couple times. I have the t-shirt. I have the little picture of the roller coaster. Later in the video, Blanchard addresses some of the concerns she's heard from followers. I know there are going to be people who feel like I'm not ready to be a mother, she says, and I don't know if anyone's really ready to be a mother. That is really true. That she then got emotional about the opportunity of being a loving mother to her child. All the things I wanted in a mother, I'm going to give to this baby, she says, while wiping tears. And I will say, look, Gypsy Rose, I don't know you, but if you are able to stop the generational curse, if you are able to be a good mother, then look, everyone does shenanigans in their past. Everyone is, can be open to redemption. I hope you are the best mother you can be. I hope you have a lot of support. because I think that you are very emotionally stunted. I think you are very, naive to how the world works. So I hope that your family is helping you with support, but anyone can make the choice to be a good mom. So I hope that she does that. I hope that she has plenty of support, that this is going to be a good situation for her. But I guess I'm just, not quite sure that this is all going to work out well, but it's not my life. And please, dear God, Gypsy, don't make a reality TV show. Let this child grow up out of the spotlight. You were constantly thrust in there by your mom. Remember how that made you feel, and hopefully you can give this child a private life. I mean, they're already going to have you as a mom, and I don't mean that as a slight. I'm just saying everyone knows who you are. That's going to be a lot for a kid to for a kid to come up in. So do it out of the spotlight. Give them as normal a childhood as you can. You might have to, get off all of your promotional stuff, but do what is best for your child, and you will hear no criticism from me. Now, you start doing shenanigans, we're gonna have issues. But for now, congratulations, and, make good choices. Set up what you want this child's life to be and work on that. But holy cow, I did not have this on my bingo card. Now, y'all, I don't care if my son gives me a PowerPoint, a TED Talk, a seminar worthy of, quantum physics, Nobel Prize. I am never gonna let my son have his girlfriend sleep over because I don't need grandbabies right now. My son used this clever method to convince me to allow his girlfriend to start sleeping over. Uh, that would be a nah for me. A mom shared, so he made her a daggone PowerPoint. No, you need to do more than go on, PowerPoint to get me to allow shenanigans to happen under my roof. Both Jessica's son Caden and his girlfriend Keisha turned 18 and clearly thought it was time to start. Okay, they're 18. Never mind. I thought we were talking about 16-year-olds here, but still, this is my house and I don't want to look, y'all. This is just no. But we'll see. Uh, thought it was time to spend even more time together, but they still had to convince his parents that they could be trusted. Jessica Biel's or Bull's video shows the couple's presentation and it has gone viral with more than 3 million views. The presentation included a slideshow listing all the reasons why parents should consider the request. Two 18-year-olds, you guys think there's going to be smexy time. Understandable. Cassius began. So we're going to go over your concerns in a slideshow. And as much as I joke about this is absolutely, good discussion. I mean, these kids are reaching out to the parents and trying to communicate. So I joke, I giggle, but this is actually how discussions in a family should go. I mean, maybe not PowerPoints in my family because y'all know that would not work with me. But, we understand your concerns. How can we address them? The first point of order was babies or the couple's distinct desire not to have any too. We've got some stuff to do with our future, Kesha said. Smexy times equals babies equals broke, and I'm not trying to be broke. I understand your concerns, but I don't want that responsibility right now. I kind of want to shove little kids over when I hear them crying, so that's the least of your worries. Okay, maybe don't put, attacking random toddlers screaming in Target into your discussion. Just throwing that out there. The second point follows that they wouldn't be disturbing anyone's precious sleep time. We will shut up. You don't want to hear us. You want to drink wine. We're not going to stay up late. Caden then appealed to his mom, saying, "You know me. I'm in bed at 10 o'clock. Oh, look at this. He even has a little mustache. Oh. Okay, but why does he look 16 with a mustache? Look, young men, unless you are a state trooper or, a detective, maybe go for a goatee. The mustache just looks really, really weird on a high schooler. Go full beard, okay? We're going to get great sleep. We're not going to be grumpy in the morning. I don't even talk in the morning, so you're fine. Keisha later finishes the slideshow by appealing to Jessica's maternal instincts. How can you say no to this face? She said while showing Jessica a photo with Caden as a young boy. After the video went viral, most viewers asked the same question: did the couple get their wish? They presented this just before Christmas, Jessica answered, and I'm happy to report that yes, she stays over frequently now and they're the best couple. Other people said the video was proof that the couple was meant for each other. She's the most precious thing ever. Save this video for the wedding. I mean, y'all, look, this was actually a healthy way to kind of alleviate the parents', fears. Again, I would leave assaulting a toddler crying in Target out of this whole argument, but it, they are adult-ish right now, and it does show that they've thought about things that the parents might have been concerned about. So I say it's a win. But if my 16-year-old comes to me with a PowerPoint about how his girlfriend can stay over, that's going to be a hard no. So, kiddos, if you're watching this, which you shouldn't be, yeah, you're going to have to do more than a PowerPoint to get, boyfriend and girlfriends to stay over. uh, Well, it may be Church's Chicken, but things got a little Old West there. A Church's Chicken employee killed after an argument with a drive-through customer, and no arrests have been made. I mean, did she forget to add extra sauces or something? What is going on with people? I mean, I know fast food is more expensive, so therefore it ticks you off when, your order is wrong, but there is no reason to pull out a force multiplier. A fight between a fast food employee and a customer turned deadly in West Tennessee on Monday night when police say a guest shot a female worker after a reported argument. The fatal shooting took place at 9:10 p.m. at Church's Chicken in Memphis. According to police, at 9:10 p.m., officers responded to a shooting at the Park Avenue business about 6 miles southeast of downtown Memphis. Arriving officers found a female victim suffering from at least one gunshot wound and transported her to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Now, this is the woman that is alleged to have done, the force multiplying. And to the family that lost, this employee, I am so sorry. This is so random, so tragic, and I wish there were words that made this okay, but there are not any words. I wish there were. I wish that someone can make this right for you because this is so random. It was so unnecessary, and I hope they find this woman and get to the bottom of this. A preliminary investigation by police found the victim was working at the business when a woman in an SUV pulled into the drive-through and argued with the employee. It is not immediately known what the pair argued about. The teal-colored SUV drove off the lot and the victim walked outside of the business to get some air, the police wrote in a release. A few moments later, a gunshot was heard and the teal-colored SUV was seen on video speeding off the parking lot. Shortly after, the shooting victim was located in the parking lot. As of Tuesday, they have not released the victim's name or age. So, I do hope that they find this person because justice is just the justice that we can get for this family down on earth, won't stop the grief, won't do anything, but at least they will know that another family doesn't have to go through this. So, if you are in the Memphis or Tennessee area and you see this woman, please help the police out, get this victim some justice, and we will work on everything else. Uh, Now, this is the kind of marketing I would do. Pie sore. Why New York pizzeria workers are sporting t-shirts with the alleged Gilgo Beach serial killer on them. I mean, come on now. If the dude was caught because his DNA was found on a pizza crust. If Mo owned a pizza shack, do you think that I wouldn't have like just the crust and, Gilgo Beach guy on there? Y'all have to be joking. This is okay. Some people just don't understand, dark humor or maybe inappropriate humor, but I'm here for this and I will buy one of these t-shirts if they'd let me. The pizza is amazing. Come on now. Everyone everyone needs, a Gilgo Pizza t-shirt. A Queen's Pizzeria is raising eyebrows with its, quote unquote tasteless t-shirts of accused Gilgo Beach serial killer Rex Heuermann, harping on the fact that he was famously nabbed through DNA on a pizza crust. The pizza is amazing, the shirt's printed by Pizza on the Point in Breezy Point Red, but make sure you finish the crust, Rex Heuermann, Gilgo Pizza connoisseur. Y'all, I swear to goodness, if someone could get me this t-shirt, I will pay you back. We'll figure out shipping, but I need this t-shirt. Okay. The pizza owners say it's just a slice of Big Apple humor, but it's a little too spicy for some. That's dark. Again, welcome to the dark side. We have fun humor and we make fun of stuff that's generally dark. Breezy Point retiree Paul Fallon told the Post on Tuesday, "That's beyond dark. It's tasteless, and tasteless is not a good thing for a pizza parlor." Oh, come on now. It's hilarious. Customer Samantha Kay said the stunt left a bad taste in her mouth. Oh, for the love of all that. Karen, go away. Oh, yes. Have a good day. I hope you make the great content and stay safe and stay cool because I know while it's dark and gloomy out here, it is warm and, well, steamy everywhere else. "Oh my god, take the picture off," she said. "It might be funny for some people, but it's really inappropriate, and they should definitely take his picture off. That's some dark, dark humor." No, it's freaking hilarious, ma'am, and get a new sense of humor, and or don't go to this pizza place. I mean, this is how you weed out potential friends. Just wear this t-shirt and see who laughs, and you found your people. The shirts were the idea of the pizza shop's owner, Chef Stefano Bellato. He has a really good sense of humor, Bellato said of the shop owner. He had them printed by his friend. He was born and raised here in Breezy Point. Most people were really relaxed, the chef said. If you go to Manhattan, you can't make nobody happen. Someone always finds a problem, a way not to be happy. They don't appreciate nothing funny. Not here. No worry in the world. We're all good here. Bellato and the pizzeria have been giving t-shirts away to regular customers, but may start selling them as they get more popular. Please sell them, pizzeria, from a small little Mo. Also, if you could ship some of your pizza, because I'm just saying. But I would buy the heck out of this t-shirt. So please sell them because look, I kind of need one. I mean, okay, need is a strong word, but want is pretty good. "This is America," he said. "The tragedy becomes funny after time like Saturday Night Live." Many customers interviewed by the Post said they get the dark humor of it all. "I think it's hilarious," said customer Alyssa Kotzman. "Did we just become best friends? I really like the way the shirt was laid out, and now I'm definitely going to eat the crust." Another local, a municipal worker who classified himself only as Brian, was also in. "It's funny," he said. "It's a little dark, dark humor, but definitely New York humor." Breezy Point local Chris Reed agreed. "This doesn't bother me," Reed said. "You got to make fun of things. You can't always be a tight ass." YouTube, that was his quote. "I have journalistic integrity." Okay. I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, I do have some sort of integrity, but I'm not a journalist, so. Herman, so we know who Herman is. I just think it's just hilarious, and SNL hasn't been funny since, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and David Spade, in my opinion, but that is only my opinion, and I don't make anyone else listen to my opinion too much, or at least agree. But I'm with you, neat scholar. SNL hasn't been funny in years. Um, Now, I know that there are a list of things you cannot take on an airplane, but I didn't think we had to list hand grenades. But apparently, this guy did not read the memo and thought he could just take hand grenades in a carry on and prompted an evacuation of a Hawaii airport. I mean, he seems very, very stable. I'm not sure. Authorities at an international airport in Hawaii arrested a traveler from Japan for, quote, terroristic threatening, end quote, after he allegedly brought two hand grenades in his carry on luggage. No, I did not. It seems to have just bypassed us, which is great. So I hope everyone else was not deeply affected. I haven't looked at the state of Indiana yet, but I hope everyone did okay. And thanks for checking up. The Hawaii Police Department and Transportation Security Administration confirmed that at Hilo International Airport, there was an evacuation Tuesday after officials discovered two items resembling grenades during an X-ray screening. Police said Akito Fukushima of Kanawaza, Japan, was arrested for first-degree terroristic threatening after the incident. Around 5:30 a.m. local time Tuesday, TSA agents said they discovered two items resembling grenades on his bag while he was departing the country. Out of an abundance of caution, the airport was evacuated and the Hawaii Police Department bomb squad investigated the grenades. Upon further inspection, the grenades were determined to be inert. Okie dokie. At 6:45 a.m., Fukushima was arrested and transported to the police department, East Hawaii's detention facility. The Hawaii Police Department reminded the public that replicas of explosives, such as hand grenades, are prohibited in Czech. Who needed to? I think that is a neckbeard, but who the heck needed to be told that you probably shouldn't take replica, you know, go boom things? I feel like this is somewhat of a no-brainer, but far be it from me to question that. And yeah, stay safe in Michigan. You guys are now getting some of the remnants. It looks like it's it yeah, just be safe, y'all. The weather is crazy. Now, the airport did resume operation at 6:50 a.m., so not everyone's flight was canceled, but good night, nurse. I didn't think that this had to be a discussion, but maybe we need we need one of those after school special things for that, or the more you know kind of thing. I do need to clip that. That is on my to-do list. Well, it apparently, while the Germans are efficient in everything, it took them over half a year to capture a kangaroo on the loose. Apparently, the kangaroo is an invasive species in Germany. This kangaroo is like, "Can you catch me?" A kangaroo that escaped from its owner's property in Germany on New Year's Eve has been captured more than 6 months later, about 50 miles from home. The kangaroo, named Skippy, escaped from its owner's property in the Ludwigslust Parchim district on the night of New Year's Eve and managed to evade capture for months despite numerous sightings. Skippy's like, "I'm gonna skip the hell out of here. You watch me." Okay, this photo looks exactly like, if you've seen that meme photo with the guy behind the tree, he kinda looks like Shaq, and he looks like he's about to either see a very beautiful woman or a stack of Big Macs. That's what this kangaroo is looking to me like this. I know, John Gary, I'm gonna have to tell Valhalla we found it. Yeah, I think that the are going to be lowered. I do think that they tried to get the highest charges to make sure that he could not get bail at the time, but I'm not a legalologist, so take that with a ramen noodle packet's grain of salt. Police said that Skippy was finally captured late last week by Ludersdorf in the Nordwest Mecklenburg district, about 50 miles from his owner's home. The kangaroo is temporarily being housed in his rescuer's horse pen until his owner, Jen Kohlhaas, can bring him home. So Skippy ran as far as he could, but it only got 6 months. Now he's back in the clink. Skippy, I believe in you. Next time, go all the way to Austria or Sweden. But I do love this picture. It's just like that meme guy behind the tree, just rubbing his hands like he's going to see a very beautiful woman or some Big Macs. If you are in Colorado, be careful because someone just got the plague. Yes, the plague. A person in Pueblo County, Colorado, about 100 miles south of Denver, has been infected with the bubonic plague, local health officials said Monday. Last week, state and local officials identified the case based on preliminary test results. Tristan Garcia, a spokesperson for the Pueblo Department of Public Health and Environment, said in an email Tuesday morning it was the bubonic plague. Earlier announcements had been more general, stating it was the plague. The infection was initially reported on Friday. The department said the person was hospitalized for bubonic plague, but their condition improved. Because the plague is endemic locally, it's hard to pinpoint a source of infection, Garcia said. The bubonic plague, which wreaked havoc during historic pandemics across Europe and Asia, is called by the Uransensa pestis bacteria. It's transmitted by fleas often carried by rodents in the wild, including rats and prairie dogs. Do not touch prairie dogs. They're cute, but no. Apparently you'll get the plague. Most human cases in the U.S. have occurred in the Southwest, in northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, and southern Colorado, and the West in California, southern Oregon, and as far west as Nevada, or the far western Nevada. The U.S. has an average of 7 human plague cases a year, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. In March, a New Mexico man died from the plague, state officials announced. Oregon officials identified a human case of the plague February, and Oregon's case likely stemmed from an infected pet cat. So there you go. If you see a prairie dog hole, do not touch it because you're going to get the plague, possibly. This is not medical advice. What are the symptoms, just in case you do decide to cuddle a prairie dog or, a rodent you find outside? Symptoms can develop after an incubation period lasting between a day to a week, according to the WHO, not the band, the World Health Organization, though, how much trust you put in them is up to you. Plague typically causes sudden fever and chills, severe headache, muscle aches, nausea, and vomiting. A common symptom is swollen, painful lymph nodes called buboes, which give the most common form of the disease its name, bubonic plague. Those manifest are in the body as swelling in the armpit, groin, or neck, the Mayo Clinic said. The buboes can vary in size from less than half an inch to 4 inches. The plague does not spread from person to person, though. Other forms of plague include pneumonic, which happens when bacteria threatens the lung, and septicemic, when bacteria infects the blood. Pneumonic plague can be spread when someone breathes air droplets from another person. So there you go. And the septicemic plague cannot be spread from person to person. The WHO estimates that 30 to 60% of people, pass away due to the plague. The pneumonic plague is fatal if it's left Good to see you, MLS God of Law. Yeah, so, the plague is bad, okay? Don't touch prairie dogs. Maybe don't go to California. I don't know. It's a personal choice. But, how can you avoid the plague? Wild rodents in the American West commonly carry the plague. With that in mind, Pueblo County health officials warn people to steer clear of areas where rodents can hide and breed near homes, shut garages, sheds, or recreational area. People should not let their pets hunt or roam in rodent areas, including prairie dog colonies, and they should treat the dog and cats for fleas regularly. Officials warned that flea collars have not been proven effective against plague infested fleas. Officials also warned people to avoid letting their pets sleep with them. People should also avoid contact with dead animals. If you must handle sick or dead animals, use insect repellent with 30% DEET to protect against fleas, officials said. Use a long handled shovel to pick up the animal and place it into an outdoor trash bag. Y'all, look, I'm not that hardcore into the homesteading thing because I'm not going to touch something that's dead, on the highway. I don't know who does that, but I'm sure that there are, situations where you have to touch a dead animal, but I would think that everyone would use a shovel, gloves, and a hazmat suit. Let's see. The plague has been found in all continents except Oceania, but the most endemic countries are the Democratic Republic of Congo, Madagascar, and Peru. Historically, the disease decimated global populations. In the 14th century, bubonic plague infamously brought the Black Death pandemic, which caused an estimated 50 million deaths. More than a quarter of Europe's population died, although some estimates are higher. Outbreaks later occurred in China and India. The US has not seen the same level of death from plagues as other regions, although outbreaks have occurred over the decades. In the 1900s, plague was introduced on rat infested ships that sailed from affected areas, causing epidemics in port cities such as San Francisco, where, public policies sort of blame the Chinese. Well, the I have my secrets, but we do have a lot of squirrels, MLS. So, be careful, don't touch rodents, wash your hands, make sure your pets have, flea protection, wear DEET. You know, it is endemic, so we're not going to get rid of it. Kind of that this is what we have to live with, but we do have technology now that will, take care of at least some of the, you know, factors in this. In into Lord Chippy allegedly in Minecraft. Let's power him up and get the nuclear power going because we're gonna need some. Again, another day, another bunch of teachers acting gross. Two Georgia school employees are accused of SAing students. Again, I don't know what the heck is going on. Riley Greason and Brooklyn Schuler are charged with, grossness of children by an employee or agent in the first degree, authorities say. The two school employees are accused of, well, having the smexy time abusing children. Again, it's not sexual contact, it's abuse. And I am tired of us trying to bend this language to soften things when women do stuff like this. I we'll get to that, MLS. Yeah, and I do have that question, Captain Kern. What is wrong? These are both attractive young ladies. I don't understand why they are preying upon younger students. I think that there's a psychology in there, and I am not a mental health doctor, nor have I studied phrenology, where I just touch the bumps on their head to see if they're criminally minded. So I am not sure the answer to that question. Rayleigh Greason and Brooklyn Schuler were indicted in Gordon County, Georgia on Thursday, June 28th, on one charge of sexual conduct by an employer agent. This is being reported by 11 Live, WSB TV, and Fox 5 Atlanta. Greason is accused of, well, having smexy time with two male students, while Schuler is accused of having smexy time with one male student between October 2021 and January 2022, per the indictment. Greason has been charged with 2 counts of the offense, and Schuler has been indicted on 1 count, per the indictment. The indictment does not name the school district, but WSB TV identified the district as the City of Calhoun School District. People did reach out for a comment. The ages of the students have not been revealed, the outlets reported, but the indictment said the women should have reasonably known that the alleged victims were enrolled as students per 11 Live and all the other talk shows. It wasn't immediately clear if the suspects have entered pleas or retained attorneys on their behalf. Honestly, I'm getting tired of this. Throw the book at these people. Again, it doesn't matter. It's inappropriate. It is abuse. It doesn't matter that these 2 women are attractive and blonde. They should get the same treatment and the same outrage that we would have if a male teacher did this to, younger women. I'm getting a little tired of these gals getting a slap on the wrist. And it seems like every week there are a new batch of freaking Mary Kay Letourneaus just fresh out the oven, popping up like muffins. I swear to goodness. Oh, for the love of Cheetos, I just took that off because I'm a genius. I thought I had that. Never mind. We'll go to this one. Well, they thought outside the box, but it still didn't work for these 2 criminal masterminds. Women were accused of unaliving an alleged sugar daddy, then using his severed and still missing thumb to make app purchases. I mean, they almost got away with it. Police have arrested and now charged 2 women, Tiffany Taylor Gray and Audrey Miller, for the April murder of Fasil Tekelmariam, a 53-year-old man from Washington, D.C., who was hit over the head and stabbed repeatedly, then had his thumb cut off and allegedly used by his killer to access his account to spend his money on Uber ride shares, the devil's lettuce, and alcohol. Gray, 22, a resident of Prince George's County, Maryland, was arrested on July 1st and charged with first-degree murder and armed felony murder. She is currently being detained in Maryland and is expected to be extradited to Washington, D.C. to face charges. Publicly available court records show that Miller, 19, was arrested on June 21st for first-degree murder and armed felony murder as well. Though a preliminary hearing was scheduled for Miller on Tuesday, the court records show it was vacated and rescheduled for July 30th. She is being detained in Washington, D.C. In an affidavit reviewed by Law and Crime, one witness who claimed to have overheard Gray describing involvement in this, murder, said the victim was Gray's quote-unquote sugar daddy, but police have not been able to verify this claim. Prosecutors allege that Tekel Merriam was killed on April 1st, though his body was not found until April 5th. A police affidavit notes that his family tried calling him for several days, and when they could not reach him, they contacted police. MLS, I was thinking the same thing, but it seems like they just took his phone. Look, I don't know how you do electronic stuff, but if you have to take his thumb with you, this is beyond terrible and ridiculous. I never thought I would be making I would be telling you guys these stories. They said when they found the gentleman, he'd been hit over his head and stabbed multiple times, and his right thumb was also gone. His thumb has not been found. There was also evidence that the apartment had been scrubbed down in an attempt to remove any hint of the murder, but officers said those efforts weren't fruitful. Yeah, if you didn't want it to look like a violent unaliving, then maybe all the stab marks kind of gave it away. I mean, far be it from me to tell criminals what to do, but it's not gonna be an accident if you stab yourself 87 times in the back, unless you know Hillary Clinton, and then that is an arkancide, and we don't talk about that. The affidavit shows that the authorities identified 5 total suspects, including Gray and Miller. The other 3 suspects were males, and one has only been positively identified to the police as of Tuesday, a 34-year-old man who Gray has allegedly described to others as her play brother, which I don't know what that is. Is that like your brother husband, or like he's just your friend and, he's so close he's a brother? I do not know. Typically, the term is used to describe someone who is not biologically related but familiar. No charges have been filed against the other suspects at this time. Footage from Tekel Miriam's apartment on Peabody Street in Washington, D.C. showed that on April the 1st, he met Miller outside and brought her into the home willingly. Similarly, other security footage from the same evening appears to show Gray and her play brother parked outside of his building before finally entering it. It was an unwitting resident who let them in, police said. Police say other footage clearly shows the woman and other suspects coming in and out of the apartment after the period in which investigators believe he was murdered. They were frequently seen carrying items to the car they had parked just near the apartment. I guess subtlety is not a thing for these criminals. They're about as subtle as, a lead balloon. From April 1st to roughly April 5th, Gray and 2 other identified males went back to the apartment and accessed it by using, the key fob they had stolen. Police say they hauled out their loot and other evidence suggesting they may have been driving, the victim's Toyota RAV4 as well. Police said suspects finally started to show up at Teckelman's building with face masks or other covering 2 days after the murder. Well, I mean, better late than never, but I think y'all have been caught. You don't need Scooby-Doo and Nancy Grace and Nancy Drew to figure this out. 3 weeks after Tekel Miriam was killed, a witness came forward to tell the police they could identify the woman and knew that they had cut the decedent's finger off. This person told the police that Gray went by the alias of Taylor Green and that Tekel Miriam was her sugar daddy. The witness claimed to have overheard something about Tekel Miriam being stabbed and further, and they overheard Gray describe police reports about the murder to her play brother and expressed shock that the authorities found out so quickly. The same witness told police Gray was using Tekel Miriam's thumb to obtain money from his accounts and confirmed she used that for Uber rides as well as the devil's lettuce and alcohol. The case broke open for investigators when they learned that Tekel Miriam had filed a police complaint a year ago alleging Gray was using his cell phone to steal $1,800 through one of his cash apps. Well, I mean, they are allegedly innocent until, proven guilty, but somehow I think that this might not go, great for them. Also, shame on you both, and I hope that the family of this gentleman can get justice, against these people who took advantage of a man who was, generous. But I mean, that is the news for this morning. I am sending you over to Baker. I believe he is doing, oh gosh, what is he doing? I believe he's doing something with Karen Reed today. I'm sorry, I'm a little off. We are doing the hearing to adopt oldest daughter, and I am great with court stuff as long as it doesn't involve me. Now I'm second guessing my entire outfit and making sure that I look, parental and such, and maybe not so shenanigansy for this Zoom hearing, because I don't want to be on one of those compilations of people that that act ridiculous in a court Zoom hearing. So Thank you guys for letting me hang out with you, give you the news, and kind of avoid thinking about or overthinking about all that. And have a wonderful day. Stay safe from the weather. It's hot out there, so stay hydrated if you are in the path of the weakening storm. You know, pay attention to the weather, but don't let it rule your life. And I will see you this evening, hopefully, for Nightly Newsy News. And we will just go from there because the news keeps going and the bingo cards keep breaking. Bye, you guys. Oh, for where did I put the thing? There you go.